hey, so I'm going to tag in a little book haul here. And so I went to my local independent bookstore, Flyleaf Books, and it's a wonderful bookstore. And because they called me because I had something to pick up. So recently they started a kind of, I guess, more of a fundraiser type of thing. We could buy some mystery book packages, and it was all to benefit the Carolina Abortion Fund. And so I said, let me jump on that. It was, I think, $35. Get you a bundle of 6 books. It's either 5 or 6 books, and you could like pick a theme. They had like maybe 5 different themes that you could pick from. I think there was like mystery thriller, and maybe there was like romance. I did as science fiction and fantasy. Maybe like literary was one. You know, you could just pick. You could pick your kind of theme that you wanted, and they would pick out some books for you from their used book section. So, so yeah, here is their logo here. Flyleaf Books. And while I was there, they've been having a, let me stop the rustling. They've been having a dollar sale. I think they just have a enormous amount of used books come in recently, so I think they got some surplus. So, you know, I scoped the dollar table out while I could. I had my son with me, so I didn't, I couldn't get into the nitty gritty, but I still found one. I still found some books. Most of these from the dollar table, so they were like either $1, some were actually 50 cents, and a couple were off the shelves in the used section, but I still didn't pay very much. I found a copy of Small Spaces, though, by Catherine Arden. $3. I love this one. I've been wanting a copy of it, and yeah, so yay. I still need to read the summary one. Ugh. I forget what it's called now, but I read this one and I read the winter themed one, and I need to get on that one. I picked up Tim Powers' The Anubis Gates. This one was a 50-cent one. Sounds pretty fun. An ancient Egyptian sorcerer whose powerful magic can change the history of the entire world. A modern millionaire with a sinister plan who journeys back to England in 1810. A werewolf who switches bodies and then kills his victims to keep his identity a secret. A hideously deformed clown of crime who performs grotesque experiments on his victims. A brainwashed Lord Byron programmed to kill King George. All these end in exclamation marks. Just a young woman disguised as a boy hunting the thing that killed her lover! Exclamation mark. And our hero, Professor Brendan Doyle, who has no idea what he is getting into when he agrees to give a lecture on Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The Anubis Gates, a time travel novel you'll never forget. Lord Byron, okay. Sounds like a heck of a lot of fun to me. And has a cool cover. I feel like somebody has talked about this like recently-ish, but I don't remember now, of course. This one looked fun. Awesome cover. James P. Hogan, The Genesis Machine. Very cool, old school cover, sci-fi cover. Love that. Possibly a laser. So Brad Clifford's theory was just applied mathematics, but its implications were too hot for the frozen minds of his superiors, so they buried it and him under wraps of secrecy. As a fellow genius appeared on the scene to build the Genesis machine Clifford's theory made possible. All previous science and technology went into a tailspin. Suddenly, all weapons seemed useless before the previously unimagined power of the Genesis machine. It could wreck a world or save it, and the men who ruled that world on a path of disaster now fought to gain control of its new force. But Clifford and Phillips had another goal, another dream. They were reaching for the stars. It's a blurb by Isaac Asimov on the back, so I don't know. Let's check the date. 1978. I found a Larry Niven book. This cover is awesome. It's called Protector. Look at this cover. Bring it up. Right? I don't. Is he sitting eating potatoes? It looks like he's eating sweet potatoes. In front, reading a book. I mean, that's okay. The mission of Fithpock the Pack. Lord, I'm going to have to look how to pronounce that. Had been traveling for most of his 32,000 years. His mission to save, develop, and protect the group of pack breeders sent out into space some 2.5 million years before. I don't even know. I'm not even going to. That sounds wondrously absurd. This was in the dollar section in S.E. Hinton, but when I paid 50 cents for it. S.E. Hinton's That Was Then, This Is Now. S.E. Hinton wrote The Outsiders. So why not have another book, right? I found a couple of Judy Blumes that I don't have, actually. I thought I'd have all the Judy Blumes. Apparently she's written 1,000,001 books. Judy Blumes, Soupy Saturdays with the Pain and the Great Cat. And the Great Cat. And the Great One. I saw the cat on the cover and said cat. I don't know. So this was like a series, The Pain and the Great One. I love Judy Blume. And this old one, Just As Long As We're Together. I love these old covers. This was $1. I don't know if I remember this one. But I love Judy Blume. I will never not love Judy Blume. Rachel is Stephanie's best friend since the 2nd grade. Then Allison moves in. They hope that the 3 of them can be best friends. Ooh, there's a boy in the middle. Oh, looks cool. This one I just grabbed because it had a fun title. It's an old Apple paperback by Todd Strasser. Help! I'm trapped in my teacher's body. Just sounds fun. It was 50 cents. I found a Sailor Moon book. And this is number 5. So there's like, I'm out of order. It's fine. From 1995. And this I thought was cool by Avi, who has also a crap ton of books. It's called The Man Who Was Poe. Very cool cover. A spine-chilling tale of mystery and murder. It is night and Edmund is all alone. His mother is gone. His sister has disappeared. Edmund has no one except for a dark and mysterious stranger who follows him through the cold and shadowy city with offers of help. But who is this stranger who gives Edmund refuge? He has a mission of his own and he needs Edmund, but he tells him nothing of his purpose. Yet the stranger is Edmund's only hope of discovering the dark secrets that surround the disappearance of his family. I think this sounds like an October book, not right? It sounds really fun. Okay, so those are the books I picked up off the dollar table. So let's see what we got in our mystery package. They wrapped it up all nice. Thank you for supporting CAT. Very cool. So I've got obviously some mass markets and I got one non. So let's do that one first. Oh, okay. What's this? Oh, look at this. The Mirror's Truth by Michael R. Fletcher. Okay, I know this author, but is this in an order? Let's see. I'll have to see if this is like a part of a series, if this is like number 1 or... Very cool. I'm excited about this. I've never heard about Michael R. Fletcher. I think Steve talks books. I think, have you talked about Michael R. Fletcher? I'm pretty sure. Okay. I think this is a grimdark. This dude's wielding a gnarly like axe. Okay, I'm excited. Okay. I think. Let's see. This is the publisher. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Okay. Oh, man, I got one I already have. That's okay. It's for charity, right? Okay. I have The Last Mortal Man, book 1 of the Deathless. So it looks like they hit me up with some mostly fantasy, but I got, I think, one sci-fi. What is this? The Last Mortal... What is that? Is that Signed, Mitchell? It is book 1 at least. Immortality is about to die. Okay, what is this about? In the 24th century, so maybe this is more of a sci-fi, even though it looked... Okay, I say fair. It was just city on the front. Anyway... The 24th century nano-designed biology has turned the world into humanity's playground. Entrepreneur Lucius Sterling, that's a great name, has created a $1 trillion empire by solving the world's problems: poverty, disease, war, even death. The handful of people wealthy enough can pay for conversions to deathless, a controversial process that transforms a person into nanobiology, cell by cell, granting them eternal beauty and health. Okay, I don't want to read much more because that actually sounds really cool. So this is definitely a sci-fi. I'm not sure why I said it was fantasy, but okay. Okay then, I'm excited. And so if I like it, I've got a new series. There is a Anne McCaffrey book, one of the Pern books, is it Wares of Pern? I have a few Pern books that I picked up at thrift stores here and there, but I have yet to dive into the series. Let's see. So this is a bit further down into the series. I'm not mad at it though. I think Pern is something I'd like to dig into for sure at some point. So we'll see. So it's fantasy-ish because there's dragons and stuff. Like the first book is called, I think, Dragon Riders, right? Dragon Riders of Pern, or Dragon Flight, and which that's one I have, pretty sure. And so it's fantasy-ish in that way, but I think that all takes place on like a different planet, if I'm correct. So if I'm not, of course, correct me in the comments. But okay. Now I got a copy of American Gods, so I have this book, and I do love American Gods, but you know, my old paperback of this was actually I actually threw it in my unhaul because it was really rough looking, and this actually looks really nice. So maybe I'll keep it on the shelf as like a reading copy, because I do have a nice kind of hard cover of it also. So maybe I'll keep it as a nice paperback copy. I love this book. And lastly, a Magic the Gathering book. Okay, I don't know that I'll read that. I've never in my life played Magic the Gathering, but it is book 1. I mean, at least they try to pick book ones of things. So that was fun. That's fun, you know. So this is Time Spiral, part of the Time Spiral cycle, it appears, by Scott McGough. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything going on in this, but hell, who knows? But that seemed like a fun one for August. Cover's cool anyway. I was always like interested in Magic the Gathering, like, you know, because it seemed really cool, but like I didn't know anyone who played or I have anyone to play with or anything like that, so you know, I never got into it. So that was cool. Honestly, I'm really excited about the mystery books. I kind of want to buy another package and see what they give me for like mystery thriller. But I'm gonna leave it there. But again, it all goes to charity, so it's fine. So yeah, I will link Flyleaf Books below. I think, but they ship. So if you would like to order a mystery package, I think they're still doing it. But you can check the website to double check her out. I meant to check before, but I forgot. But anyway, this is a long section, so maybe I should make it its own little. We'll see. Whatever. Bye. So the books I picked up yesterday at a couple thrift stores. Firstborn by Richard Sears. Basically, looks like an alien human baby is born. That's all I needed to know. Sounds like a lot of fun. I found a J.N. Williamson book called Affinity. It's a leisure book. Weird cover. So Quint Wilcox, a perfectly normal young man, lives in Indiana with his aunt and uncle and plays basketball on the college team. Pretty ordinary. At least that's what he used to think. Now he's not so sure. Lately he's had some very disturbing nightmares, though he can't quite remember when he wakes up. And that's not all he's forgotten. He keeps stumbling across huge gaps in his memory. Like what happened to his parents? And did he ever have a girlfriend? So something's going on with his memory. I found a point book. I hardly ever find these out in the wild. This one's called The Accident. Tagline, she has returned from the dead. This is by Diane Ho. I'm in really good shape. I was thrilled to find this. Yeah, great cover. So that was fun. I think we're just all in kind of random order here. I've just been into a romance mood lately, I think because of Garbogust, and this one looked really good. The Fortunes of Texas series looks like. This is by Pamela Toth, and it's called Wedlocked? ? Exclamation mark. So I don't know if it's some kind of like Dallas spinoff with this like Texas like millionaire family. I don't know, but it looks scandalously fun. Just find a couple middle grade books. The Plant That Ate Dirty Socks by Nancy MacArthur. It looks like a lot of fun. At last, Michael had a way to keep his room clean, but he'd created a monster. That sounds fun. And Fantastic Mistress Fox for Roald Dahl. I don't have this one actually for my Roald Dahl collection. I've never read Mr. Fox either, so that'll be fun to dig into one of these days. Back into the romance books. Kate London's For Her Eyes Only. So this is part of a series of, there's these triplets that have psychic powers, and that's all I needed to know. Look at the back. That is all I need to know. It's from Avon. Kind of long for a romance, but I like paranormal romances, so I kind of like psychic or anything like that. Or this one, vampire romance. This is Drop Dead Gorgeous by Juliet Lyons, a Bite Nights novel. Swipe right for Mr. Bite. It's a vampire dating site. That sounds fun. These are again in random order. I found a novelization for Platoon. This is written by Dale A. Dye, of course, based off of the screenplay by Oliver Stone. Platoon is great, and I hadn't watched Platoon in a long time. I had to pick this up. I thought it was really interesting to have a novelization of Platoon, and I thought it was cool too because Dale Dye was a Vietnam veteran. It was 21 years in the Marine Corps. He was a technical advisor for the film, so I thought that was cool. I'm not missing anything. Yeah, so I don't know. Give it a go. It's like under 200 pages. I just thought that was pretty interesting. Hardcover and everything. So yeah. I'm assuming it came out, the year that the movie came out, 1986. Very cool. Okay. I found another romance. Karen Hawkins, How to Pursue a Princess, part of the Duchess Diaries. I don't know. Who uses a paperclip for a bookmark? Bend the pages. Oh my god. Anyway. This looks like kind of like a maybe a historical type romance, I guess. Since it's Duchess. I don't know. I give it a go. This is one of those like suspense romances. I have a few of this in the it's called Love Inspired. Whatever branding of. And I don't know if this is like Christian stuff. I don't know. But it is from Harlequin. Love Inspired Suspense is what it said. Again, I've had a few of these, but I've not read any of these. But this is called Gone by Shirley McCoy. I don't know. I'll give it a go. It's also large print, which sometimes these old eyes need some large print. This I picked up, of course, the Ghost Stories of Edith Wharton. I thought that could be really exciting. I don't know. Well, it says on the back here that traumatized by ghost stories in her youth, Edith Wharton channeled her fear and obsession into creating a series of spine-tingling tales filled with spirits beyond the grave and other supernatural phenomena. So that sounded really interesting. Edith Wharton, of course, classic, author, and to have these ghost stories, I just thought would be really fun. This one I picked up, I think, was this a Little Free Library? I think so. It's called Fair-Skinned Brunette with the Porcelain Shine, a novel by John Bear. I picked this up because it is by a local author, set in my local, right here in my town. So of course I grabbed it, and it's kind of like a mystery. There's a doctor that's target of like anonymous emails alleging fraud, and this other, like an old flame, I think, gets involved with trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know. It's set here in my town. I'm gonna give it a go and see what it's about. I found out William Gibson's, Lord have mercy, pattern recognition. I still need to read this author. I think this is book 1 of the series. I don't know why I do that to myself. Anne Sexton biography. I thought could be really interesting. I enjoy Anne Sexton's poetry, and she's a pretty interesting character, interesting person. So don't you love when you find things in books? This is a business card for Musson Patout Automotive Group. If you'd like a new car in Louisiana, there you go. It's got some pictures in here, and yeah, sounds cool. I found this is a newer book, Master of Potions by Andrea Hairston. I think it's got middling reviews. Paperbacks are 69 cents, so, or this might have even been the 50-cent place. So I just picked it up, and it's pretty long, but give it a go. You never know. You never know when the book will be for you. You know what I'm saying? So, I know it's like a fantasy story. It came out in 2020. I was trying to, so yeah. The world is changing. Poison desert eats good farmland. Once sweet water turns foul, the wind blows sand and sadness across the empire. To get caught in a storm is death. Goes from there. I don't really need to know much more. I found a Bruce Coville book. This is a middle grade, Goblins in the Castle. They're strange, they're scary, they're really, really weird. So that sounds fun. Just a few more. I picked up Ghost Boy by Ian Lawrence. I don't know if this, I was going to look it up before this and I forgot. Is this the basis of the movie Powder? Do you guys remember that movie? It was a really good movie. And I'm wondering if this is the same or not. I'm gonna of course look it up after this, but it sounds interesting either way. So I found another Margaret Peterson Haddock's book, Running Out of Time. So it looks like this young girl, she's grown, yeah, as far as she knows, it's 1840, and but somehow she gets sort of transported to 1996. So it's a little bit of a time travel story. She's a middle grade author. I have a lot of her books, and I haven't read any of them yet. Like you do. I found one of the replica books, Perfect Girls, and I don't know much about these. These are more of a 90s thing. But it sounds interesting. 1999. So yeah, I was like 19 or something. I don't know. I'll give it a go. And then the last two I was really excited to find. I found Exhalation by Tai Chang for just $1. So excited. These are short stories that I just can't wait to read. I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this collection. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm excited. And the pièce de résistance is Michelle Remembers by Michelle Smith and Lawrence Padzer, MD. Complete with step back, the little keyhole. Oh my God, she's in her brain. Like there's a door to her child self. So this is supposedly, I think, a true story. And so this is Pocket. And this is, I mean, it's in decent shape. It's got a little rip here, but I don't necessarily worry too much about condition, of a story, of a book, but this one, I mean, it looks pretty darn good. So I was excited. So it's Michelle, like her mommy, but it was her mommy. Where's my mommy? A disturbed, peculiar woman who has yielded a 5-year-old Michelle to a cult of devil worshippers for the feast of the beast. And in that dreadful 3-month ritual, innocent little Michelle was tortured, imprisoned, and used most evilly as an instrument to raise Satan himself. And they did raise him. And only a divine intervention saved Michelle from the supreme terror. 22 years later, a troubled woman begins visits to a gentle, compassionate psychiatrist, and finally the long-buried memory of a childhood agony comes screaming forth with terrifying clarity. The stuff of fiction, perhaps, but it all really happened to Michelle Smith, and at last, Michelle remembers. So, I don't know. I'm assuming this is all like maybe BS now. I don't know. I've heard this is just terrible, first of all. But I can't wait. And I know this book goes for like really expensive on eBay because it's just, I think, hard to find. I found it for 50 cents. So I'm like, I don't even know. I just don't even know what to do right now because I found it. So I'm just so excited. I may add it to my Garbagas TBR. But here at the beginning, fascinating, a page turner from the author of Sybil, okay, which has been shown to be bullshit. That was all made up too. I don't know. I'm excited. So anyway, adding it to my pile over here for Garbagas, probably WTF week. So that's my haul. Yeah, I keep buying books, and you know what? I don't care. They make me happy. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of this random, very random book haul, or should I prioritize anything, or should I just, what you buy that for? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what I should read next. Thanks for watching, as always. I always so appreciative of your time, that you choose to spend some time with me. So much love your way, and until next time, friends, bye.